Hey everybody, this is Grace. In this video, I'm going to talk about, and I'm not even sure how to approach it, but I guess the long and short of it is, when I've observed lately, that apparently some people are reporting, I'm guessing, it's my best guess, things that they're seeing wrong, and it's causing changes on different social media platforms. And I guess that's the best way to put it. Like I said, that's not me, okay? But this seems to be what's happening. It might not at all. There could be so much else going on, but it seems to be that things are going like in a different direction than it is now. Okay. Now, what it seems to me is happening is it could be like AIs, different kind of, AIs are noticing a pattern, or it doesn't like it, whichever one it is. There's going to be plural, and is saying, no, this has to change. Or it could be, or so many things, like people reporting it. People saying this kind of behavior is inappropriate, it's against, whatever each platform calls them, like YouTube, it's the community guidelines, I believe. And like I said in a video recently, but people who are going against those, or it could be outside sources. I mean, outside, it could be against some law on the outside of the platform. It's an actual law. It could be against that. Who knows? I don't know. Who knows what it is, but it seems to be bringing about some change. Some things are not being allowed anymore. It seems to be, whomever, whatever is the push or the reason, I don't know. Okay? Who would know what's truly going on behind the scenes, and they're not telling you? But I do see, I wanted to start off earlier today talking about that. I'm seeing these, I'm expecting things to change. Recently I've been thinking this. It's not because of anything, but some things have gone too far. I'm not a lawyer. I am a sociologist. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not anything, any kind of professional field, but I am a sociologist, master's degree in sociology, and for this purpose. And that's what I'm seeing, is that it seems that things are changing. Now, I can't predict the future. Nobody can predict the future. And but I can observe what's going on and have an idea of what could happen. Being a voice of authority. Okay, you see what I'm saying? Am I going to always be right? No. I'm human. No. Okay, let's move past that part. As a sociologist, we're taught to, give our a little bit of background. You don't have to tell our whole history. But I have, in other videos, talked about how I've been online since 1990 and a little bit before then. Anything you'd call a social media platform. And I have seen so much in all these years that, there might be some bias or biases, agenda. Well, I'm not. Well, let's just say agenda, or agendas behind it. But from what I've seen, I have a video. I haven't made it public yet, about seeing some trends. Certain trends, certain ways things have gone. Especially that video is about when greed takes over, and this one is about, it comes down to the same thing, but it's not about any of the platforms itself. Could be. Boy, this is all over the place as usual. But what it seems like now is different social media platforms now, that people could be pushing the limits. No rules apply to them. I've mentioned those before. No rules apply to them, and they're making them money, so therefore, they should be able to get away with this stuff. They have this kind of mentality, this attitude, okay, that they should be able to do what they want. That laws protect them. Well, there are also laws out there that say, no, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not anybody who would know those, who could tell you those, but there are those, you know. Anyway. But I can recall, it was one time, when it was a person who was barely making any kind of money as far as the platform, and but just had that kind of sense about herself that they should inform her of when they're going to do any changes. Her whole attitude was how big she is when she was very, in that kind of sense, very small. Okay, so you get what I'm saying, right? But really, what I've been thinking a lot is that major changes are going to happen. They would have to happen, as, you know, like I said, I'm an outsider looking in. I'm not really an outsider, but an observer. That they would have to, because it's gotten to a point where there are a lot of people complaining, a lot of people, I'm guessing, reporting, a lot of people saying this is totally wrong, needs to change, because, yeah, that's human behavior. When they've seen something go too far, and plus some of them are actually speaking out on it as far as like making videos, and others are commenting on it as far as being observing it themselves too. They don't like it. Do you think that everybody's going to stay there and not go and report it to the appropriate authorities? Why would anybody make that assumption? That, you know, there might be somebody out there who is really adamant about whatever it is should not be happening and reports it. You see, it's not me. Like I said, I have not reported any of this. So you see what I'm saying? Okay, and I have made videos. Some of these videos I have not made public as of today. I have, if I put this on this channel, the right channel, I have channels because of different storylines and such, but of the fiction I write. And on this channel, if it's on the right channel, I have a character named Aaron, A-A-R-O-N, male. Maybe I should be E-R-I-N, female. But that Aaron sees what's coming down the pike. I don't even remember what I put in that video. It was a while back that I made it, and I lost it. I thought I lost it because I didn't put the name or something. Something happened that I couldn't even search for it. It wasn't misspelled, so the name, Aaron. So, I don't know. Anyway, but I have several of them. Several videos, not of him, but several videos that I have not made public, and that's my norm. But in, you know, other ones I made different points. Like me, I'm looking at it as the communities usually do take care of them, the other members of the community. Sometimes, not always. And I'm talking about in a legal, not illegal, but a legal way. And hopefully not with any kind of abuse. Like, I'm talking verbal abuse. Okay, legally they can't do it physically, so it would be verbal abuse. You know, no verbal abuse. Why? But I've seen that. I have seen that these people who are complaining can't, far too often, if you ask me, resort to name calling, pretty bad names too, and yeah, some that is just not really not appropriate, and I don't know, so much to that. But the point in all this was to be, I see these changes because I think people have got to the, you know, to where they just don't want so much, you know, so much despicable behavior to see so much. And I know that some people think that, oh, if you don't like it, just don't watch it. But there are people out there who will watch it so they can report it, because they don't want that out in the real, not the real, it's all real, in any society. They don't want that to be put out there. They don't want these bad behaviors to be promoted. They don't want, you know, misinformation, whatever it is. And then they report it. I mean, who would assume that nobody's going to report it? Why would you make that assumption? I like to say assumption. Why would you make that assumption? That nobody out there, all that all or nothing thinking, that nobody out there would do it because they'll keep it on the platform and they won't take it to a different level. And that's not even just leaving it on the platform, because they report it to somebody, some of them on the platform. Some of them they report it to, if it's something against the law, actual law, and they know that and they have verified it, they will report it to them. Why would people assume that they wouldn't? Seriously. Why do people think that they can do what they want to do and get away with it anywhere? Who would do that? Who would assume that whatever they want to say, they can say it, and there are no consequences to those actions, to what they said? Okay, who would make that assumption? Seriously. Okay, and as we're all not perfect beings, people can make mistakes, and they might not even know that you can't do that. There's that. I know there's something right now that I've noticed, that there are people out there who don't know. They really don't know that you can't do something online. Now, I didn't know until a few years ago. It wasn't something that I had ever run across, and never had to even think about it. Never knew that it would be a situation. I've never done it. I've never done it, but I've seen other people do it, and I'm like, really? You have to go through all that? And I don't know if it's legal everywhere or illegal everywhere or whatever, but you have to go through proper channels outside of the platform and all that. And I'd heard about years ago, and I said, I would have never known that, because it wasn't even my genre. So, there. But I see people doing it now, and I'm wondering, is it true? Is it everywhere? Is it, it's still not my genre, so it's not something I would be doing. It's not my way of doing videos, so it's still not something I would be doing. But that can happen. That can happen often. That you just don't, people just don't know, because relatively, this is new, making videos. Okay, but I'm talking about people who don't even question, what they're doing. Is it right or wrong? Because to them, they're always right, and they can do whatever they want to, no matter. And that's not true. I mean, are these community guidelines and these terms of service and all this stuff just up there for the fun of it? No. Like I said, some of us, I could still be doing something, I'm not sure what it would be. Of course, if I knew what it would be, I wouldn't do it. Okay, but there's a chance that I wouldn't know and have done it. You see, that can happen to anybody. Even comments. I've seen some. I'm not a type to read people's comments. Really, I'm not much into that. Okay, it would have to be something. I don't know. I've just never been on any kind of platform go back years, many years. Just never been one to do so. Here, every once in a while, here and there. You see, I can't say that I've never looked at any comments. Sure, I have. But it's just not I don't tend to do it. And but when I have, I've seen some pretty bad comments. Things that make me go, can they even say that? And wouldn't it be against the terms of service or the community guidelines for whatever platform it was on and all that? And especially things that are like sexist, ageist, racist. You see what I'm saying? And so on with those, along that line. And I would say if somebody reported it, there's a good chance, you see what I'm saying? But some people might not know that. They believe they can say whatever they want. And they have no consequences to those. Now, okay. But that's what, like I said, I'm just observing this. And I have seen lately that some people are getting really angry that this is on these different platforms, whatever it is, not those, but just whatever it is. It's being allowed, as they would see it. They may see it. None of this is 100% across the board, But they may see it as, well, that's allowed and it shouldn't be allowed. it's against their terms of service. It's against their, it's against whatever it is for whatever platform it is. And they're getting really annoyed. Because there are things that could happen that, they influence, other people to be racist or sexist or whatever it is against the terms of service. The community guidelines or whatever it's called. And these are people who say, I don't want that to be out there, like I was saying earlier. And they get really they're really passionate about it. So, going right back to the front of this, earlier in this video. So, and that's what I'm observing. I'm seeing, I got more recently into just kind of skimming some of the, like if they've done a live stream, just skimming as it, goes, as it happens, when people chat. And it's really like a good way of summing it all up to some degree, not totally, is to see if the chat is all like, gung-ho and, cheering them on. And what are they cheering on? Some of it can be like, too much of it these days seems to be about, like I've said before, side A against side B, group A against group B, whatever, this person against that person. So, anyway. Okay, but I do see these bringing about change, and some of the people are trying to get it to bring about change outside of that social media platform, as in law. Make it law that people cannot do this, and it doesn't necessarily mean online either. Okay, but because of what they're seeing online, they're wanting changes offline that would encompass it all, online or offline. You got that right. So, and this is what I'm observing. This is what I'm seeing. Okay, like I said, I'm not a person influencing it at all. I'm not reporting them. I'm not whatever. I'm observing it. And as a sociologist, yeah. So like I said, I still could be wrong. There could be, of course. I don't know all that's going on. I don't know whether I could actually find that or would even try to. I'm definitely not going to know what's going on behind the scenes. So I'm just seeing what I'm seeing. And this is what I'm seeing. And so there you go. There may come about all these different changes. How quickly is that going to spread across whatever genre or whatever community, whichever social media platform? How quickly would it spread to where people would stop doing it? Or will an AI or whatever slap them for it? Not literally, but yeah, send out one of those emails saying you're doing this wrong. And it can be extreme too, because some of these things have actually been out there, and that's what this is something new. It's not all out there yet, and who knows? I don't even know if it's going to be. But some of them have been in the past. Like I said, that one that I heard of years ago, and I was so surprised, and it's not in my genre or community. So it wasn't one that I frequented until more recently. I've started to notice more, watch more. And so how long does it actually take to get to where, and even new people that come about, they're going to say, people are going to tell them, you really can't do that. It's against the law, or it's against the rules, or it's against the what. Would people even go that far? Or would they just let them get slapped by the AI too? Or do they know? So many things. So many. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. I just thought I'd talk about this today. Today is June 15th, 2022. And like I said, some of my videos, several videos I have made are behind. I'm behind on them, making them public. This is my norm. It is my norm. I'm not that much into making the videos public these days. Like I've said in the past, some of my videos are just pressure release valve, to vent. And I don't necessarily make those public. Seriously. But you never know. You never know. Anyway, I'll talk to you on another video. Bye.